Say it 21 times and fall silent. How one phrase can shift your reality. You wake up again, staring at the same ceiling, with the same thought echoing in your mind, that today will be a carbon copy of yesterday. That dull, clanking feeling creeps in, like you're stuck in an invisible groove. You're doing everything right, trying hard, yet reality seems blind to your efforts. And then a quiet whisper inside asks, is this really it? Is this how it's always going to be? But what if I told you the key to change isn't doing more, but speaking less, and more precisely? That there's a protocol capable of cracking the code of your reality, and it doesn't require years of therapy or expensive seminars. In this video, we'll break down a simple yet profoundly powerful two-step technique. Say one phrase 21 times, then go silent. No celebrity success stories, this is about you. After watching, you'll understand first why exactly 21 repetitions, not 100 or 1,000, can pierce through your skepticism and embed a habit deep in your subconscious. Second, we'll offer not just affirmations, but actual state formulas that alter your body's chemistry. And third, you'll uncover the core secret everyone avoids talking about. Why is silence after the words far more powerful than the words themselves? Ready to flip your day upside down? Ready to unlock the door to your new reality? Then hit like and subscribe. We're starting now. So why does this simple formula, phrase plus silence, actually work? Because right now, another program is running inside you. Old and unnoticed. Imagine you're in a meeting, ready to pitch a brilliant idea, but your throat tightens and a voice in your head whispers, no one cares, better stay quiet. Or you spot someone you'd love to meet, but your legs freeze and that same voice nags, you're not their type, don't embarrass yourself. Sound familiar? That voice is the old script. A default scenario that sabotages you. Our tools are designed to rewrite that script. The first tool is the phrase itself. Not just words, but a new code, a fresh command for your brain. Think of it as a new password to access confidence or calm. Once you grasp how this formula works, you'll stop begging the world and start generating the state you need from within. The second tool, the most vital, is silence. It's like hitting save after entering a new password. In that silence, your words and energy dissolve into the void. Once you understand the power of silence, you'll stop losing the momentum your words create. But how do you turn this knowledge into a real, functioning tool? How do you find the exact phrase that works for you, and how do you lock it in with silence? That's what we're diving into now. Let's lay it all out clearly. No magic, no mysticism, just the raw mechanics of your mind and body. We're diving into the core of how you shape your reality every second, without even realizing it. And how you can finally take control of the wheel. Let's start with the foundation. Why exactly 21 repetitions? It's not just a nice-looking number. It's the minimum cycle needed to form and reinforce a new neural pathway in your brain. Picture your brain not as a forest, but as a sprawling metropolis. Familiar negative thoughts like, I'll probably fail, or, I'm not good enough, are 8-lane expressways. They've been built over years. Your thoughts race down them on autopilot, fast and effortlessly. You don't even notice when you veer onto that road. Now imagine a new, conscious thought, like, I'm capable of anything. It's barely a footpath, overgrown with weeds. The first time you say it, it's like taking one step and bending the grass. Then again, and again. Your inner critic, like an old-school traffic cop, immediately tries to stop you, shouting, you're not allowed here. But you keep going. After about 7 days of daily repetition, the grass starts to flatten. By day 14, the soil begins to show. And only by day 21 do you carve out a visible, stable trail. You're not destroying the old highway, that's not possible yet. You're building an alternate route. And one day, when it's time to choose, your brain will notice that new path and offer it to you. 100 repetitions often become robotic memorization. The brain zones out and shifts into background mode. 21 is the sweet spot, enough to stay fully focused and pour your will into each step. Now, why speak instead of just think? Thinking is like looking at a blueprint. Speaking is like laying the first brick of the foundation. Speech is a physical act. You engage your breath, create vibration in your throat, which travels through the vagus nerve, the body's main data cable, and spreads to every organ. When you speak calmly and with confidence, your heart rate slows, muscles relax, and a different chemical mix enters your bloodstream. You're not just informing your brain of your intent. You're issuing a command to your entire body. You're turning thought into physical vibration, making every cell listen and obey. It's the most direct way to hack the body-mind system that's used to living in stress. And here's where we hit the key difference from most techniques. Think of those popular affirmations like, "I'm rich and successful." You stand in front of the mirror, repeat it, and your brain, whose job is to match internal state with external reality, just laughs at you. It sees your bills, your job, and registers a massive mismatch, a cognitive dissonance. To your brain, it's a lie, and lies mean danger. So it ramps up resistance to drag you back to the familiar, even if unpleasant, reality. It's like trying to run quantum software on a vintage calculator. The system crashes, but our method sidesteps that trap. We're not trying to convince ourselves of something external. We're building an internal state that's entirely within your control. If the phrase is, "I am wealthy," your version might be, "I feel safe in abundance." See the difference? Wealth is an external label, while feeling safe in abundance is a personal, internal choice. You can feel abundance from sunlight on the wall, the taste of coffee, or the rhythm of your breath. You stop begging the world and start generating the state you need from within. You're no longer chasing butterflies with a net, you're turning your inner world into a blooming garden. And then the butterflies come on their own. If you're ready to go deeper and learn how to craft your own personal, criticism-proof formula, with dozens of examples for different situations, just say, "Continue," and we'll dive into the core. Rule number 1, your formula should reflect your identity, not your desires. Not, "I want to be confident," but "I am confidence." Not, "I want to have lots of money," but "I am the source of abundance." When you say, "I want," you're telling your subconscious that you don't have it. You reinforce a sense of lack. When you say, "I am," you declare your essence, your nature, regardless of external conditions. That's the most powerful place to begin creating. Rule number 2, your formula should spark a genuine inner response. A subtle, "Yes, that's it." But it shouldn't be too far-fetched. If you're in deep apathy, saying, "I'm a fountain of unstoppable joy," will only irritate you. It's too big a leap. Start with something grounded and honest for where you are right now. For example, "I choose calm." The word "choose" is key. It gives you back control. You're not claiming you've already arrived, you're declaring your direction. And that changes everything. Let's look at a few common life blocks and create working formulas for them. Situation 1, Imposter Syndrome. You've landed a new role, started a project, and you're haunted by the sticky fear that people will soon discover you're a fraud. The usual affirmation, "I'm a professional," won't work. Your brain will instantly throw 20 examples of your mistakes at you. Instead, try, "I am always in the right place." These words don't judge your skills. They accept the fact that the universe doesn't make mistakes. If you're here, it's because you're meant to be. This releases a huge amount of tension and lets you focus on doing the work, instead of constantly evaluating yourself. Situation 2, Burnout. You're so exhausted that getting out of bed feels impossible. Work repels you, and hobbies bring no joy. The phrase, "I am full of energy," sounds like mockery. Try this instead, "I allow myself to recover." A simple permission. You're giving yourself an official pass to rest. You stop blaming yourself for being tired and begin to see it as a natural signal from your body. This phrase legitimizes your need for rest and activates real recovery processes, because it removes the main stressor, guilt over your exhaustion. Situation 3, constant conflict. Everything irritates you. You snap at loved ones, argue online. You're living in a state of war with the world. The phrase, "I love everyone," feels fake. A more honest formula might be, "I find peace within myself." You shift the focus from external triggers to your inner world. You're not trying to change others, you're changing your response to them. You create a quiet, safe space inside. And when you stop radiating tension into the world stops reflecting it back. Situation 4, fear of the future and obsessive control. You try to plan everything, map out the next 5 years, and any uncertainty sends you into panic. The phrase, "everything will be fine," sounds hollow. Try something deeper, more zen, "I trust the flow of life." These words loosen your grip. You acknowledge that there are forces greater than you. You stop being the lone manager of your life and become a partner in a vast, wise system. It doesn't mean you do nothing. It means you take your step, then let life take its own. You trust that this dance will lead to the best outcome. Now that you've seen examples, let's move to the ritual itself. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes. The best time is in the morning right after waking, while your brain is still in alpha state, or at night, just before sleep. These are moments when the door to your subconscious is slightly open. Sit with a straight spine, but stay relaxed. Take 3 deep breaths in through your nose, and slow exhales through your mouth. With each breath out, release the noise of the day. Then begin. Speak your phrase aloud, not loudly, but clearly. Feel the vibration rise in your chest. The first 7 repetitions are your warm-up. Your goal is to break through the mental static. It'll throw tasks, doubts, memories at you. Don't fight it. Just gently bring your focus back to the phrase. The next 7, from the 8th to the 14th, are your immersion. Now bring in emotion. If your phrase is, "I choose calm," recall a moment when you felt truly calm. Maybe by the sea, or near a fireplace. Let that feeling fill your body. Let it spread warmth through your chest and arms. You're not just saying words. You're recreating the chemistry of that state in your body. And the final 7, from the 15th to the 21st, are integration. At this stage, the line between you and the state dissolves. You're not summoning calm. You are calm. Each word affirms your new nature. You breathe it. You live it. And now you've spoken the phrase 21 times. Inside you, energy hums. You've triggered a powerful biochemical and energetic shift. And now comes the most crucial, climactic moment of the entire process. This is where 99% of people make a critical mistake. What do? They finish the final repetition, open their eyes, and immediately reach for their phone. Checking emails, scrolling news, replying to messages. They jump up and rush to make coffee, already thinking about the day ahead. In that instant, they take all the precious, finely tuned energy they've just generated, and spill it into the void. All the effort, all 21 repetitions, all that focus, gone in a flash. Imagine you're an old-school photographer. The 21 repetitions are the moment you press the shutter and expose the film. Light hits the film, creating a hidden image. And the silence afterward? That's the development process in the darkroom. You place the film in a chemical bath and wait. It's in that darkness and stillness that the invisible imprint becomes a visible, tangible photograph. Now imagine pulling the film into bright light right after the shutter click. What happens to the photo? It's completely overexposed. Nothing remains. That's what happens when you grab your phone right after the practice. You overexpose your masterpiece. Here's another analogy. You've planted a precious seed in the soil. That's your formula. You've watered it, that's your emotion. Now the seed needs darkness, stillness, and time to sprout. Silence is that fertile darkness. If you keep digging up the soil every hour to check if it's growing, you'll kill the sprout. Your job is to create the right conditions and trust the process. So what's really happening in those moments of silence? First, biochemical anchoring. The new hormonal blend you've triggered, like serotonin and endorphins instead of cortisol, needs to be absorbed by your cells. Your body, conditioned for decades to run on stress fuel, needs to taste and remember this new fuel, calm or confidence. In silence, you give it that chance. You're essentially telling your body, here, try this, get used to it. This is how we live now. It's a moment of cellular reprogramming. Second, energetic sealing. The energy you've generated is like water poured into a bowl. If the bowl has holes, the water drains quickly. Silence is the process of sealing those holes. You allow the energy to settle, stabilize, and become part of your baseline, not just a fleeting spark. You're building a new, resilient energy circuit. How do you practice silence properly? It's an art. You're not just sitting with your eyes closed. You're not waiting for a result. You don't think about your formula. In fact, you try not to think at all. Your only task is to remain in the feeling you've just created. To bathe in it. To dissolve into it. To observe it. If you've cultivated calm, then simply notice where that calm lives in your body. How does it feel? Maybe like a pleasant heaviness in your shoulders. Or warmth in your belly. You become a researcher of your inner world. Of course, your mind will toss in thoughts. That's its job. Don't scold it. Just gently, like moving a feather. Bring your attention back. Not to the words, but to the sensation in your body. Again and again. Each return is another stitch, sewing the new state into your nervous system. The whole cycle looks like this: a conscious intention, I want to change. Then comes the choice of your formula, your new code. Next, the ritual of 21 repetitions to generate energy. And finally, the sacred pause of silence, anchoring and integration. It's a complete, whole process. And it's that final, quiet, almost invisible step that separates those for whom it doesn't work from those whose lives begin to shift in surprising and seemingly inexplicable ways. Here's the key insight, the one that changes the game. We're used to thinking that our thoughts create our feelings. But in truth, it works the other way around. It's your habitual background emotions, what you feel day after day, that generate 95% of your thoughts. Anxiety breeds anxious thoughts. Sadness breeds gloomy thoughts. It's a never-ending loop. This technique of 21 words and silence isn't just a mental exercise. It's a biological hack of that loop. By speaking the words and infusing them with energy, you create a new feeling. You literally force your body to produce a different hormonal cocktail, a new chemical mix. And then, in silence, you give your body time to adjust to this new state. You teach it how to be calm. You teach it how to be confident. You teach it how to feel worthy. And when this new feeling becomes more familiar to your body than the old anxiety, your brain begins to automatically generate thoughts that match this new state. You're not forcing yourself to think positively. You simply start thinking differently. Because you've started feeling differently. You're not changing the effect. You're changing the cause. So today we've learned that real transformation doesn't begin with external action, but with internal recalibration. You've received a simple yet powerful two-step protocol: speak your formula 21 times and anchor the result in silence. Now you know you're not just changing thoughts, you're altering the chemistry of your body, creating a new reality from within. If this video was helpful, if you felt that this key might unlock your own door, then give it a like. That's your first step, your first yes to change. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss other tools for self-work. We explain the complex in simple terms: no fluff, no mysticism. Now, a question for you, and answer it honestly in the comments. Which old program, which inner voice would you most like to rewrite first? What formula do you need right now? Share your thoughts, it'll help you, and it'll help others. Take action. Watch until the end, like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's grow together.